Hello. Hi, Smug. Hi, I'm Arar. We're good. We're good. I was very much enjoying the Spacefish stream before going live. What are we doing today? The same thing we do every day, Pinky. Trying to walk around the world. We'll be walking in Azure Span. Yeah. Smug, do you know how long Spacefish is gonna stream for? For like 10 or so more hours? Okay, good. So she'll be live when I end, and we can go into her charity stream. Good, good, good. It's so funny to see how unprepared for Matthews she was. Because I've known Matthews for years. Matthews has just always been like that. I didn't buy Monster Hunter Iceborne. Matthews did. So it's oh, hi, Matthews. It's so funny to see people that are just like, you did what? To his shenanigans. Hi, Zay. But yeah. Where's my mouse? There it is. We walk. There's, wasn't too much exciting news yesterday. Sadly, there was a really bad earthquake, like an hour or two ago. Hi, Brown. Yeah, we walk amongst dragons. In Morocco, there was a 6.8 earthquake, and it's really bad. So you're probably going to see a lot of stuff about that in the next few days. But world news, that was about it, sadly. Yeah, so this zone is Azure Span. It's where the Blue Dragons made their home in Dragonflight. But the blue dragon fight is kind of weird. Their leader went evil, and we put him down. And then some young whippersnapper took his place. But this guy went like espresso depresso, My Chemical Romance phase, and just said the blue dragon fight is disbanded. Go do whatever. Which kind of leads to the question of what the fuck were they doing before? They were supposed to be balancing magic in Azeroth. But now that they're not, just like, were they that important? But this expansion has been all about, well, not this expansion, but for the blue dragon fight, it's been all about, hey, we're a family. And we need to stick together like one. So now they're like reuniting. You were meant to bring balance to the magic, not cast it in darkness. It's literally been like the most simple, basic of lessons for this guy. Like, I get that he's a young dragon, but he's still like 200 or 300 years old. And he was hanging out with the Tuskar. And they're like, oh yeah, family's important. Where's your family? He's like, oh, my family committed bad things. So we've spread out. And they're just like, all right, well, you're still a family. You got to stick together. Did you just tell them to get lost or something? That's fucking weird, dude. He's just like, oh, I understand the importance of family now. And she's like, what? Huh? We, since we record all these videos, Smug, we have 26 videos to choose from. And it's all in a playlist, and, oh, shit. I didn't hit this random button. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw me add the shuffle button. Oh, fuck. You weren't supposed to notice it that fast. This is literally the first day it's up. Heck. I wonder what it does. I mean, I'm saying that in your place, because you all probably don't know exactly what it does. I know exactly what it does, right? Because I made it. Hi, Swuff. We're walking. I've been, like, worried that maybe Matthews doesn't have the most amount of points, right? So I expected him to, like, say that, and someone else who does have full points just be like, huh? What? And immediately do it. Okay. What else was there? Okay. Brown had enough. That's what it does. Kupo. I hope you're all happy and proud with yourselves. Could be a bit more wiggly. I'll add that to my notes for Shin. Now you can use a radio. We have gotten I think 7 videos in Guild Wars so far. I want to record another today. Guild Wars is much more difficult to record in because I don't have perma-stealth. It works and it's doable. It just feels very limiting in the routes. Because in WoW, I can just go anywhere. But in Guild Wars, I have to, like... No, it's not sensitive, so there's no point in rubbing it at all. Don't even try. So Swuff. The first place I tried to walk in was, I think, the Silver Wastes. And that was impossible. I have also been looking at the Tangled Depths, which, fuck those raptors. I literally hate those little fuckers. I'm gonna do all the base zones first, and then I'll do Heart of Thorns. I don't know how I'm going to do the Tangled Depths. I'm really hoping a lot of the mobs just disappear at daytime, but it's difficult because the event, I have to record around the event. So a lot of the mobs should disappear at daytime, but I think the raptors won't, right? Tangled Depths is going to be difficult. I've also looked at Auric Basin. That one seems extremely doable. Auric Basin with the big gold temple in the middle, that one seems like an easy loop around or a few paths from some of the waypoints and then going into the temple. But Auric Basin and the Tangled Depths is, the two I've looked at, the Tangled Depths does not look fun. I do have a friend who's very eager to help me, so I may just have him help me with that one. Every other meter? Yeah. It, I haven't even looked at the other Heart of Thorns zones. I don't have the most recent 2 expansions. I have Path of Fire and Heart of Thorns. For now, I'm just trying to get the base zones out of the way. Yeah, and there's so much effort to make, and they're kind of time-consuming that I try to have people help me as little as possible. Because, to me, I'm treating it like a job. To them, it's like, I don't want people doing free work for me. As I say that, Ramus and Shere Khan have been looking at this extension for me for so many hours. It has been a struggle. I've been doing the weird thing where instead of going straight to Heart of Thorns zones, I just let's just go to these fucking A-tier zones. Let's do the base game zones. Those are nice and easy. I did all the 5 starter zones. Shut the fuck up, Matthews. I did the 5 starter zones, Brisbane Wilds and Kessex Hills. Those are the 7 I've done. Brisbane Wilds, the entire east side is like all wilderness and bandits. So the only part of Brisbane Wilds is that I went through the mountain with rats. I do want to do the cities. I just haven't yet. I'll probably do those maybe after the base zones. I really need to get back in the swing of doing a video a day. I haven't done a video in like 3 to 4 days. It's not raining anymore. But I liked my raincoat. I need a drink. I was actually watching Shere Khan play a bit of Guild Wars 2 yesterday, and this is really funny. He was doing some of the raids, And in one of them, I've never seen this before, but in one of them you have to go in like a water tunnel that's full of mines and like swim around them. And he's doing that. A bunch of his teammates are dying. And he goes, wow, a lot of people are dying too. And then he hits a bomb and dies. And he just goes, nobody saw that. Absolutely nobody saw that. We're not going to talk about that. But unfortunately for him, I saw it. And I clipped it. Yeah, fractals. It was, I wasn't paying too close attention, but I caught that. It was probably the worst thing in his eyes for me to catch. I've never done any of the fractals. I always thought they were, like, really unobtainable. Like, you have to be, like, geared and super meta to do them. And when I mentioned that, Shirkan was like, no, they're easy. Literally anyone can do them. World vs. World is close to my heart, Swap. I could live in World vs. World. And if Guild Wars 2 supported it more, I probably never would have quit Guild Wars 2. If they, like, had regular updates to World vs. World and supported it more, and that would have been so fun. Their meta is a little difficult though, because it's all stability. The entire meta is stability. And so, like, what you would run in the raids for World vs. World was like 2 Guardians in every group of 5. So in a raid of 40, you literally needed 16 Guardians minimum to be like a full meta stack. I never got into the Guild Wars 2 raids. I very much have been into World of Warcraft raids. I almost said World vs. World. I'm in a very comfy group in WoW right now. We basically clear Heroic every week, although we're kind of on break until the next raid. We clear Heroic every week, and then and that's it. It takes us one day. When content is new, we'll probably raid 2 days a week, but for the past few months, it's just been 1 day a week, hanging with the boys, getting loot, and getting a bunch of people that are ahead of the curve achievement. Made him go Guardian because Guardian. Swap, that's mean. You gotta let them play the class they want to play. So Swap, the class I played, they picked it. The way you word it makes it sound like they didn't have too much choice. Swap just highly recommended. When I played on the beta for Guild Wars 2. And I played a thief up to like level 50. And then after the beta, they reset all your progress because of course they would. It's a beta, and they need everybody to start fresh for when the game comes out. I had this feeling of like I leveled thief on the beta, so if I level it now that the game is out, I'm leveling the same thing. Like, I already have a thief. So I just could not motivate myself to level or play thief, even though I loved it. So when the game came out, I got like every class to 20, and then I discovered that engineers had a weird bug. It was absolutely a bug, where they had no range on their turrets. You could just drop a turret and then literally go to the other side of the zone. And so long as you didn't teleport or zone through a portal, that turret would stay there. And so what I would do, and what other engineers were doing, was they would find an event that happens... Hi, Pixel! They would find an event that happens very regularly, like every 5 to 10 minutes. And they would just drop a turret there and leave. Hi, Alfred! And so, I remember in Kessex Hills, there was a bridge that gets attacked by the centaur, like literally every 5 minutes. And I would just drop a turret there, and I knew players would be there really quickly to, like, defend my turret. I would just leave it there, and I would go quest in the rest of the zone. And just every 10 minutes, it'd be like, hey, you completed this event. Here's half a level of experience. And it was just fucking free. And so I did that all the way to, I think, 80. And I kind of got stuck on engineer. It was fun. I really liked engineer, but I still think maybe thief would have been like my better class. Hi, Shere Khan. He didn't want to jump. Yeah. It cost 10k channel points. And Brown had the points. So we're a Moogle today. Yay. It's fine, you got AGs. Shirkan, I was already talking about your clip from yesterday. So fucking funny. I was literally eating and like almost choked because of just how perfect the comedic timing of it was. So you saved him, right, Swaff? You didn't let him fall to their death. Right, Swaff? Right? Of course. You would never do that to a friend and betray them. Like, of course you wouldn't. Oh my gosh. Never in a that face is so great. It's a Radiant, right? Yeah, that's Radiant. That must be like... Hi, Core. I was exploring Worlds with Core last night, and after we turned on Trash Taste to watch. She did really good. She got through like 15 minutes of the video before falling asleep. Core who? No, but what I was saying about Radiant, I feel like when you get that big as a streamer, and you have 50 emotes, and they're all themed, that would be the biggest thing keeping me from a rebrand. It'd be like, oh, I want to change my colors. Oh, that means 50 emotes need to be changed. That's, I don't know if I could do that. Because Radiant's blue now, I think. I haven't seen the purple one any time I tune in lately. Oh. Streamlabs tip of the day. Save more on Logitech G6 gear with All-Stars Gold tier. Sure. Became 2 characters? Okay. I'm unfamiliar. I always knew there was the girl and the teddy bear. But I think maybe you're talking about something different. Oh. Is Soul sometimes a teddy bear and sometimes a blue one? I'm learning the lore. Also, I feel like I didn't turn the volume up. No, it's maxed. This area is just quiet. Mm-hmm. Not seen the teddy bear since the split? I see, I see. We have a friend coming. Yay! What am I eating today? I'm gonna run out of food today, actually, now that I think about it. Swuff, I know exactly that pride. When you guide someone from being not good or new to being like pro, and it's just like, I raised that boy. I have done that quite a few times. I was actually talking about my proudest one yesterday, where I was in a guild, and our main tank was kind of full of himself, but he had this hunter that was his girlfriend in the guild. But she was social. She couldn't raid with us. And I remember she asked for help or with something, and hello. I went and helped her.
Hello.
And I learned she was not good at the game. And I was like, hey, let me give you some tips. Do this, do this, do this. And she was like, oh, actually, I'd really like to learn how to be better at the game. Can you just teach me? I was like, yeah, of course. And so I found out that she had gone to her boyfriend and been like, hey, teach me how to play the game. But he was like, just go to fucking Noxic. Ugh, I don't have time. And so she would go to Noxic, which was a site that was really, really bad. And it wasn't really being that helpful. And so from that, she just wasn't learning. I was like, fuck Noxic, use this site, and then like kind of like teaching her what to do, what gear to get, how to practice on a dummy. After like a week of hanging out with her, she starts getting good. Good for her gear. She still had like dog water gear. She really wanted to raid though. But our guild was kind of full. We had 10 people, and there's 10 raid slots. And so it was like, yeah, you can be like a backup, I guess, but you know, you can be ready to raid and show up, but if everyone else shows up, and typically they did every day, you're not gonna come. And I was like, you live with this boyfriend, right? You don't need to be in the same guild. You're gonna still see him every night. The only reason to be in a guild with people is so that you're like interacting together. But since you live together, you're gonna get that anyway. Just go join your own raiding guild, because you're not gonna raid here. And he didn't really want her to, but she was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. She went and joined a raiding guild. They loved her, like right away. A few months later, my guild falls apart. And we join another guild, but matching guild names. Our guild name was the Lollipop Guild. It wasn't cute. Our guild falls apart. With the like 7 people that stayed, because we lost 3, we went and joined another guild that wanted to like form a raid 2. They wanted to form a second raid team. And our tank, I'm gonna sneeze. I muted for it though. Our tank, who is full of himself, thank you. He tried to join this guild making their second raid team, and he was not good enough. They told him he was dog water. They told him that he could be a social, but he couldn't even be a substitute if somebody didn't show up. They'd rather find somebody in trade chat than bring him. And he was like, nah, I know how good I am. Fuck all y'all. I'll go join my girlfriend's guild. And so he goes to her, and he's like, hey, get me in your guild. And she's like, well, I mean, we already have 2 tanks. But I can try. And by this point, she's like their top DPS, geared out the wazoo, better geared than him. Her entire guild thinks she's great. He joins their guild, and he tanks with them on like a trial run. and he's dog water. All of their players are like, this guy sucks. We'd kick you for having such a bad attitude if you weren't the boyfriend of our hunter. You can be a social, and I guess we'll carry you through a raid if somebody doesn't show up. But yeah, you're not tanking for us, buddy. And he was just like, I have been so humiliated that I don't want to raid anymore. I just want to play WoW and sometimes hang out with my girlfriend. Oh, I knew he was trash. I knew from before our guild fell apart he was trash. We just needed a tank because, like, once you have 2 tanks, you're good, but getting 2 tanks was sometimes difficult because nobody wants to play tanks. They all want to play DPS. And so, like, I didn't really care too much because the fun part of raiding for me was competing with the other DPS. So whether we wiped or killed a boss, we still got to see which DPS was doing the best on a fight. So I was like, I don't even care. I'm just hanging out and having fun. But yeah, I left for a while. I went and played WildStar. I came back, and she was just like, hey, it's good to see you playing WoW again. Let's do a scenario, which is like a 3-man dungeon. We do the scenario, and he was so fucking quiet. He was so just like, oh, this is one of my old raid members. I don't really want to talk much. And she like explained all this to me, and I was just like, oh my god. My heart is fucking swelling hearing her. Cause he used to like, I'm too busy to teach you how to play, and you're just, let's be honest, you're the tank's girlfriend, so like you're never gonna be good at the game. Like, he was a total asshole. I have no idea what she saw in him. He was kind of fucking toxic and just literally wouldn't teach her. And then I taught her, and he just got the fucking reality check, and it was just like, oh, I'm so happy to see this. But okay, you always called them your trainees. I remember when you brought them to my raid squads, got the comment, those are trainees? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hi, Wah. I can handle people with egos, and I definitely can handle people that suck. Everybody sucks at some point, and not everybody has the time to, like, get good. I cannot handle people with egos that also suck. You can do one, you can do the other. You cannot do both at the same time.
Yeah, that's harsh, because if they have an ego, they don't want to, like, improve.
Was he scared? I don't think he was scared. I mean, so I didn't really hang out with the guy much before the guild fell apart. I just remember in raids, he'd talk a lot of shit. He'd be like, oh, well, we died because of lack of healing. If I was healing, that wouldn't have happened. Like, he'd say shit like that. He'd say, like, oh, this ad is dying a little slow. What's going on, DPS? But, like, anytime he was fucking up, like, threat is getting pulled, it was like, you DPS need to fucking wait to use your cooldowns. And we're like, alright, this wouldn't have happened with another tank, but okay. We knew. We 100% fucking knew. But, like, we were having tank problems. Our other tank was a guy that just didn't show up sometimes. Despite how annoying this first guy was, the second tank was flaky. So it's just like, we don't have a good tank. We need all we can get for tanks. Yeah, Brown, it's never their fault. There's always a reason and always an excuse. So having 2 guilds in a row tell him he sucked ass and he wasn't even good enough to raid with them, it was so just like put in your place moment for him, because like he couldn't give an excuse, right? He couldn't be like, well, this happened because of this. They were just like, okay, well, you're not raiding with us either way. You're like, we don't care what you have to say. You're not raiding with us. And there was nothing he could do to, like, make himself look cool in this moment. Yeah, it was... I've taught a lot of people over the years, because I fucking played it over 18 years on and off, right? There was one guildie in Wrath of the Lich King. This was in the Mists of Pandaria expansion, the first story, by the way. In Wrath of the Lich King, I was a Death Knight. We got another Death Knight. She was like friend of 2 or 3 people, and they were like, hey, learn to do what this other Death Knight's doing. So I taught her how to play, and she ended up being better than me. And everybody was like, hey, Nox, what's it like now that Cat's better than you? And I was just like, on one hand, I am happy to see my student doing so well. On the other hand, fuck! I was just like, I wish I was the better player, but shit, she's good. See, I definitely don't like the challenging myself part. I enjoy the competition, and I enjoy hanging out with friends, and I do enjoy leveling up. But when it comes to, like, challenging yourself, I'm actually the worst person. Instead of getting good, I will typically just find something else to do. It's actually, like, in WoW, there's people who've played a class, the same class, for years, for decades. I literally can't go one patch without switching. A patch is going to come out, I'm going to switch classes. In Dragonflight, I have switched 2 times. I'm about to switch a 3rd time. I am so inconsistent. Just naturally be good, 5-head? See, I always thought I was just weak. Like, mentally, I just had no discipline. And then I learned about honers and innovators. And I still wish I was the honing type. But now knowing that there's a whole group of people that are like me that don't enjoy the get good, they enjoy strategizing and finding different things, I'm like, oh, I don't feel so bad about it anymore. If you ever want to know more about that, there's a video called Honers vs. Innovators. It's like 15 minutes long. It's a really interesting watch. That's why your trainees were so good. So, back in my prime days in WoW, I'd look up everything about a boss. I'd know exactly what it was going to do. I'd have watched a video on it before. Now I'm old. Now I'm washed up and lazy. I enjoy going into a fight blind and just, like, finding out what it does. And then kind of like, oh, I should be doing this here. Whereas before, I know it was coming, so I'd know what to do and prepare for it. And then I'd also see people being like, because of this cooldown window, this is when you need to use your big burst. Hi, Ramus. Hornies in the Enos? I feel like you would know most core. I know I'm 100% innovator. Most people just go DPS, finding people to do specific mechanics that wasn't on the tank or healer was always such a pain. Hell yeah, Swaff. There's people that like doing all the mechanics of a raid fight as the DPS. There's people that, like, you cannot stop them from trying to be helpful. In my guild, it's Nyxwar. He will literally play a melee, and it's awful for him to do mechanics. And I'll be walking to do one, and he'll, like, heroic leap to one and lose out on damage. And it's like, okay, dude, I just don't do mechanics in our raid half the time because they don't let me do them. Add a DPS loss to them, so it's like, fine. I don't want to do it. I don't need to... Yeah, it's been updated, Ramus. Technically, it's been there for a few days. I was just forgetting. Speaking of forgetting, it's been snowing and I didn't have the scarf on. Oh, that is a wiggly scarf.
Very wiggly.
He has raided in 10 years, Core. He is definitely cleared normal raid. So he's raided in like the last 5 months. He hasn't done heroic or mythic since Legion, I think. And when he did raid in Legion, he was really, really good. Yeah, he has absolutely been raiding, just not at like the highest level. So all the other World of Warcraft streamers are making fun of him because they're like, "Oh, he raids normal, so it doesn't count." It's like it absolutely counts. He's just not putting the effort in to play at that level. Well, okay, so he might be just like them and being like, "Oh, because I raid normal, it doesn't count." But he has cleared every raid. He did all the raids in Shadowlands. He did all the raids in Dragonflight. Hi, Chewy. He's been raiding. He hasn't been raiding weekly. I think he's like just done like pickup raid. Like he'll probably raid for a month, get full gear, and then be like, "All right, I'm done." And that's like normal level full gear. What is that? What is that emote? Oh, I can't see it now. Streamlabs locked up on me. RIP. No, Asmon's raiding. Just not at the level he or all of his friends want him to. I don't know. They announced the new raid 1 or 2 days ago, Core. You'd actually think it's really pretty because it's all about the Emerald Dream and Druid stuff in nature. So there's going to be a lot of like pretty trees and Druids on fire. That's a Danny DeVito emote? Oh, as eye candy. Okay. That makes... I looked at it, and because of the big eyes, I thought it was like an Ashura from Guild Wars 2. Because I've got Guild Wars 2 on my brain. That's funny. Oh, I need a drink. I mean, it depends on who you ask. The Emerald Dream is a spirit realm that, like, mirrors the real world. And so things that happen in the Emerald Dream have, like, big consequences here. We've gone there, like, 5 times. There's been a lot of instances of, oh, this person's going into the Emerald Dream to threaten shit. Stop them. In Legion was, like, the biggest, the most we ever went there. There was a raid called the Emerald Nightmare. And we cleared all of the corruption. The Emerald Dream had been threatened for like hundreds of years by this like corruption called the Emerald Nightmare. And we cleansed it. We like saved the Emerald Dream. And so for a lot of people, they're kind of like, cool, the Emerald Dream's done. We don't need to go back. But we're going back. One of the big bad dragons, Fyrak, he's found a way into the Emerald Dream, and he's gonna try and put it all on fire. And, that's bad. On one hand, I see the logic of, we've been there 5 times, can we please stop going there? That's what Lofan was saying the other day. But I'm kind of like, the Emerald Dream is a mechanism, right? So long as it's attacked, there's going to be a reason to go there. It's not like this army we put out once and we've dealt with them. in an in-game sense, yeah, for sure. It's a spirit realm that mirrors the real world. And the green dragons and night elves have been building a world tree there. Or raising, planting, gardening, I don't know. This world tree is going to have immense power. And Fyrakk is going to try and like corrupt it to be like a fire tree. Which if that happens, it's going to light most of the Emerald Dream on fire. If that happens, half the world will be lit on fire. And so it's kind of like, we gotta stop this from happening. There's very much a reason for us to go there. If it's a little tired to go there because we've been to the Emerald Dream so much. But on one hand, the Emerald Dream is just pretty. People like going there. And it means we get a shit ton of new druid forms. They're like adding new forms to all the specs for druids. Your heart is aching because you think of Guild Wars 2 and your trainees? Go do them, it's free. Just go play Guild Wars again. You can play with this one right here, probably, maybe.
Yeah.
You're both EU, I think. Swepper, are you EU?
Yeah, she's.
This guy's gross. This guy's just teaching rot magic to all the gnolls here. And gnolls knowing rot magic is the worst thing ever. 2 monitors again! Fuck yeah! Look at these nerds playing Hearthstone. Hog. Did you get an adapter cable to switch to DisplayPort? Was that the thing you needed, Zuvi? Oh, I didn't actually say hi. Hi, Zuvi. You went to a retail store? What? You can get that stuff in like a day online. You actually left your house for that? Ew. I guess you were leaving your house anyway. Yeah, I have like 2 adapters in the back of my PC. I'm pretty sure... I think my computer is like 2 HDMI and 2 DisplayPort. And I have a DisplayPort monitor, an HDMI monitor, a VGA monitor, and then this headset, which I think is HDMI. So I think I have a VGA to DisplayPort adapter, which is some goofy, like, this feels sacrilegious going from something that far back to DisplayPort. I see. So when are you going to go to 3-monitor gaming? When are you going to do that, Zuby? You need a new desk for that? What if you just put the 3rd monitor on top of the 2nd? What were you saying?
Yeah, I had to buy a new desk for 3 monitors as well.
Good lord.
But I stole the 3rd monitor from work.
Oh no! Do you work there anymore?
Yeah, I still work there. I still work on it too.
Okay. 2 of my monitors I just stole from my parents. I say stole, but it was really like, this is in the basement. Are you using this? If not, can I use this? And they were just like, huh? I didn't even know we had that. Yeah, knock yourself out. And, actually... So one of my monitors, they just put in the basement and weren't using. And that's the VGA one. That's ancient. The other one is a smart TV that they used to have in the kitchen in one of their houses, but now they're like, oh, we don't need this thing. And so I just, like, yoinked it Hi, Lost One. I know it's not stealing, Zooey. I just
It's not stealing yet. I don't plan on returning it.
yeah. Did you fill out the form to take it home, or was it like
Nope. I asked my manager. He said just take it and don't fill anything out.
good, good. What a I don't know if that's a good manager or not, but that's a good move on him. Yeah, the TV resolution is awful, Zooey. However, the VGA monitor, the one that's like 20 years old, that's pretty much Discord 100% of the time. The smart TV, that one's my Twitch monitor. So like, I don't really need the best resolution on those. So long as I just get what I want to see on them, I'm happy. The main monitor, that's the DisplayPort one. That one's swanky in where I have my games. I feel like Swuff has like doubled the usage of Furret Walk today. My favorite's Diva Walk. That's the one I really like.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Mm-hmm. I think chat as a whole likes Walkies the most, but you know what?
Well, that's a different one, right?
It's yeah. I just think like overall with emotes, that one's their favorite. I think it's kind of weird. No king shaming, but it just seems like chat as a whole is into pet play and leashes. I want a drink. Boring. Swuff, this chat is so degenerate that there is absolutely no shame in furry talk. It is encouraged.
Oh, we all knew Swuff is a doggy.
No, you can't bully them here too. This is a safe space.
It's not when I'm around.
Oh my god. When I saw Swuff, they weren't a dog. They were a shrimp. I love the caps. Okay, so it just sounds like it's gonna be followed by what happened was.
Yeah, now we need to see the lore.
Feline, Nico, Catgirl, Dragon. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like 3 of those are a little redundant because they're saying the same thing. Now, if you apply double negatives, it'd still be the same thing because there's 3 of them. You needed the text to be longer? Okay, bumping up your resume. Gotcha. That I understand. I don't remember if I said it or Core said it, or one of Core's friends said it. But I remember at one point we were talking about subs, DOMs, and switches, and somebody, I don't think it was me, I think it was Core or her friend. Somebody went, switches are just subs bumping up their resume. And it has become one of my favorite things of all time. I'm sure people actually switch, but it's so funny to say. Different forms depending on how connected you are with magic. Alright, alright. The lore of this character is that they walk. They just walk, and they meet lots of people. I haven't really thought out my lore. I joke about inserting myself into Lofam's lore. Because he's a harpy that acts as like a scout for some organization studying magic. And, I think it's really funny that, like, his harpy scout gets calls from the organization like, hey, there's a hiker in trouble in your area, go to these coordinates. And then Rook just shows up and there's me just like, hi Rook, and Rook's just like, this fucking guy again. Not many pictures on the dragon form. Sounds like you need to get more. Core, what do you think of my insertion into Lofam's lore? I mentioned it to him and his response was, oh my god. For 5 years, I've been walking for 52 days. Never walked a day in my life before this. I was in not the best shape, but in college, and when I lived next to work, I would walk at least a mile a day. Moogaland? Yeah, Brown... Matthews saw the redeem, but he was short by 1k. Brown had enough for it. And so, they've hit the redeem. I don't know how I want to do it. I don't know if I want to keep it at 10k, or if I want to, like, every time it's used, increase it 1k. I don't want it to be, like, a permanent fixture of the stream, right? I don't want to literally always have this, and we get to a point where there's 3 people that are just like, yeah, between the 3 of us, we've got 800,000 points and can keep it running every day. That would be not something I want. So I think after stream, I'm going to go edit it to increase it to 1,100. No. To 11,000. Yeah. And then I might add a different Kupo redeem for the speech thing, but I didn't for now. I don't know. Channel point redeems, I haven't, like, decided on anything aside from this. I want to do something like Aiko, but I don't want to just do the same thing as Aiko did. Even if that's my idea. He's definitely made it his own, right? So, I don't know. Eventually I'll think of something for channel points more than this. Only Moogle for 30 minutes. I feel like I'd want it automated or a timer, and keeping track of the timer myself would be difficult. That's why it's not on a timer. Because I myself think I'm too dumb.
We could automate that. That could be easy.
Hold on, wait. You could automate a channel points extension to connect to my VR chat avatar? Or just a timer?
Well, at least the timer.
Okay. We might look at that in the future. I don't know. I did kind of like my idea of increasing cost for it, although it would need a reset, right? Ooh, that sounds fun. So it increases the cost, but then there's also, like, a gamba to roll on resetting the Kupo cost. A weekly, monthly thing? I like the idea of it going up by 1,000 each time it's used, but having a separate redeem that rolls a wheel with with 1 space to reset the cost and 5 spaces to add 1,000. That sounds fun. Auto set a timer on my phone? Lost one. I can't even, like... When I'm in VR, the last thing I'm doing is touching my phone. And my phone's also just a piece of shit. I should have replaced it 3 years ago. But I've just been like, I don't need to. I don't know what an OSC thing is. Here's my problem core. I talk about extensions that I want, and this one, and Ramus in the chat are like, oh, that'll be easy. In and out, 20 minutes. We can get that running, no problem. Well, okay, this one, Shere Khan didn't say it was going to be easy in and out. He kind of knew the whole time. And then it becomes this huge endeavor, and I'm like, I feel so bad, you two. You're working so hard on this. I didn't know this was going to be such a huge investment of time and energy. I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. In fact, we like the challenge. Ramus is like, yeah, I like staying up to 5 a.m. and losing sleep over this to figure it out. I enjoy challenges like this. And I'm just like, stop. Smug, I need an update on Spacefish. Is she dying from the chili flakes? See, Brown, I can't do that, because then they're not going to keep track of it. If I'm like, alright, keep track of this, they're like, yeah, as the time just never goes down. We go an hour into a 30-minute redeem.
3 hours.
She's made a full recovery? Okay. What is Spacefish doing? BRB. All that has transpired has been according to your design. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. Yeah, there's a million extensions that I want that I think of, but then I'm like, oh, the actually making that happen and what it would take to, like, get that to happen. I just heard, like, a beep sound. Did you guys hear that? I'm like, what the fuck was that? Anyway, I'm probably... Did I do the test yesterday? I don't even remember what the test was. I genuinely am like, what test are we talking about? No, I definitely didn't do a test yesterday. I think oh, testing if the extension works? No, I did not. I streamed. I cleaned the basement. I took a nap. And then I, played Baldur's Gate for like 3 hours with Lost One. And then I went world exploring with Core. We saw some neat worlds. There was one I really want to show Aiko when he plays VR chat in 3 months from now. Hey, got him. Watch this be like the one day he tuned in because he woke up early enough, and he just tunes into me when he plays VR chat in 3 months, and he's just like, cool, thanks. I think I'd die of like, no, I'm sorry, take me back. He wakes up early sometimes. He just goes back to sleep. I don't think so, Lost One. I need to record a Guild Wars 2 video. Because I haven't done it in like 4 days. I'm like, oh, I need to keep the momentum going. So I'm gonna record a Guild Wars video after stream. This is the Kupo Redeem smug. This right here. That's the Kupo Redeem. What video do we get next? Metrica Province? Back in Guild Wars. The next video, I might record 2 videos today, because the next video I have planned out in Guild Wars was really small. It was the Harathi Highlands. And like, 80% of this zone is Centaur camps that I can't really record anything in. So it's going to be like one route, and probably be 15 minutes. Maybe not even that. It's probably going to be my shortest video. No, Mechagon's going to be my shortest. There's no way it's shorter than Mechagon. But, after that, that'll probably go so fast that it's like, I need to do something else. But after 2 videos, I'll be good for Baldur's Lost One. And you probably work today, so, it'll be, I'll start when you're at work. Oh, I need to go to the store also today. Because I am out of food after today's meal. You're working? Yeah. I think you typically work most weekends, so... yeah. I wish Space was here, but she's busy with her charity stream. When I was recording this video, I was at a Lele meetup. And it made this video so much harder than it should have been, because I was just kind of focusing on talking to people and not where I was going, so I took so many wrong turns. This video is like 25 minutes long, and I think it took me like 2 hours just to record it. Just because I kept going the wrong way. Yeah. Zayla was there. What are we at? We're at 2.4 miles. So we definitely need more videos after this one. I didn't, but I also didn't want to just, like, literally cling to you, Zayla, and be like, this one's mine for the rest of the meetup. Everybody else go away. I feel like if I really want your attention, I can get it. I don't need to do it at a meetup when, like, everybody's there. And the same certainly applies to you. If you're like, get on VR chat. Just you and me, I'd be like, yeah, yep, I'm there. Shirkan, why are these fucking fireflies in every zone of Guild Wars? They're in literally every zone.
I don't know.
They're like gross and huge. I don't like them. But ArenaNet literally put them in every zone. It's just like, ugh. Why?
They're not in every zone.
They are literally in every zone.
Much more disgusting things in there.
Yeah, Court. Did you see what Matthews has done to the donation goal? Yes. I fully expect him to have done that. That's That's what he do. Here was the first time I messed up a video. I turned right here, and I needed to turn left. I found it really funny, Matthews, when Kumi and Arar were like, you could gift 12 months at a time? What? I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't notice. I'm so sorry. It's like, yeah, he does that. Did it to me too. He did what? I'm so sorry all over again. I don't know. Matthews is a treasure and a gem. And if the world had more Matthews, there'd be no war. Might be a little more cringe, but... I don't know if she's a little baby streamer. She talks about it like she's only been doing it for 3 months. She's actually streamed a bit before that. She's referring to her debut, but she is Big Cutie, so I cannot deny that one. It's really fun to watch her play Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, because she has the biggest range of skill of anybody I've ever seen. There are things she does in the game that are like so 5-head, literally better than anyone else I've seen play the game. And then she does things that they're Emery Soar level. They're at that level of just like, oh my goodness, this was funny and it's getting painful to watch. She is so bad at remembering her abilities with the Rauru arm. So like Time Recall and God Hand. And anytime there's a puzzle that needs recall, well, we're gonna be here for 30 minutes. Oh, I need a drink. I watched a small section of an interview. I watched Asmongold react to a small section of an interview with Todd Howard talking about Starfield. And there was this interviewer that was just like out for blood. The guy was like, "Why didn't you optimize the game for PC?" And Todd was just like, "Well, we did. You know, a lot of people are enjoying it on PC. Yada yada. Why didn't you add vehicles on the worlds? Doesn't it make sense to do that?" Well, you know, we felt like without vehicles we could pace the game better for the players. Yada yada. Like, this guy was just... I'm not going to defend...
Even Todd, and
go ahead.
And in between he asked things like, well, what's your favorite way of getting around the space?
Yeah, it was like... It was a weird interview, right? That was a kind of bad answer. It was, maybe you need a better PC.
It's like, huh?
It was... Most interviewers for game stuff, I feel like they're not that out for blood, because you run the risk of like, okay, this guy doesn't want to do interviews for this station or network anymore because they're gonna be an asshole to him. This guy just went in. It was, I don't know. People either like love Starfield or they fucking hate it. And it's so polarizing. And it just seems like only the people I talk to are the ones that are like, yeah, it's alright. Not the best game ever, but I enjoyed it. There are people that, like, hate it. Like, hate the game. And they're like, oh, you know, they promised us the world. They promised us that we were going to be able to fly to planets and explore the universe. It's like, maybe you're thinking of No Man's Sky, but they didn't. And, like, they've got the whole teleporting between planets thing, right? And, like, that's fine. If you want to fly to a planet for 3 to 4 hours, you can, but it's going to be a PNG when you get there. Chill, right? If you want that, go play No Man's Sky. Starfield's not designed to be that, but they, for whatever reason, they really want it to be that. There are people that hate it for what it's not. Then there's people that are way too attached to it. So there's a streamer who said, we're going to fly to Pluto. And, I didn't, Matthews. I want to see that later. Send me a link if you have one. This streamer wanted to fly to Pluto. So she did a stream where she just gets in a spaceship and goes to Pluto. Just flies there. It took her 7 hours. And when she got to the planet, it ended up being a giant PNG that she just went through. And it was just like, oh, okay. I guess you can't land on Pluto. It's a big PNG. Oh, well. But, like, the fanboys are so upset by her doing this that they're trying to get her fired. Because she works for Sony, I think, they're like, oh, she shouldn't even be streaming Microsoft games. That's a rival. She shouldn't be allowed to do this. We need to contact her boss in her company and get her fired. And it's just like, what? What? Chill. If there's some things that are like, yeah, like half the time game devs are like, yo, our competitor came out with a good game. Go play that and then come back to our game, right? Yeah, the Xbox fans. I thought it was Xbox fans upset that she was making the game look bad. I don't know why PlayStation fans would be mad because, like, I didn't think it was the best look for the game that it was just a PNG. I just know, whichever way it is, people were trying to get her fired for flying 7 hours to Pluto, which is just like, fucking what? I hope nothing comes of it. Because it could go two ways. Her boss could either be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Of course we're not going to fire her over this. But I could also see them being like...
I think she made a statement about that her boss also plays the game.
I saw that she made a statement. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I could also see a boss just being like, you have sparked a controversy. We have to let you go to protect the image of the company. No matter how dumb it is... The issue would be, you are in a controversy now. And so, there are absolutely bosses and companies that would fire her over that. Which is stupid, but it sounds like her boss isn't one of those, which is good. Dumb console war stuff? Yes. Dumb console war stuff indeed. I don't know. I just want to play a good game. Oh god, speaking of games, Diablo 4 recently announced their shit. So, Diablo 2 came out, you bought the game, after a few years, you bought an expansion. That was it, that was the two purchases. Diablo 3, game comes out, after a few years, you buy the expansion. Each of those games had like a 10-year run. Diablo 4, the game comes out, $70, and I'm thinking, I buy this game, I'm going to get 10 years of content. Maybe they'll shorten it down, maybe it'll be 6, but this is going to be the one purchase I make for years. They have recently announced, though, not the case. They're going to have an expansion every year. We don't know the price. It better not fucking be $70. but they're going to do 4 seasons, which is 3 months per season, per expansion. And we'll get story from the expansion. So now, it could be literally $70 a year. Which is like, I mean, that's less than a WoW sub, but I can get my WoW sub for free. It's like, fuck, man. I really hope the expansions are only like 30.
Diablo 4?
I did. I played a shit ton of preseason. And then season 1, I got to like level 50. It felt like I was playing alone though, so I lost interest pretty quick. It's not gonna be 70, it will be 80. Shut the fuck up, don't give them an idea. Remember when Blizzard was good? Yeah. Yeah.
I remember.
Pepperidge Farms remembers. It's... If the games were really good, if it was like, holy shit, I'm so into this, I want to play every season. Even not every season. If I was playing like a shit ton every 2 seasons, I might pay $70 an expansion. I don't know. It's just frustrating because I was telling people for the past 2 years, get Diablo 4. You're buying a game for 10 years. Look at Diablo 2. Look at Diablo 3. You got the game. You had the game for 10 years. Even if you didn't play every season, you probably played a few seasons where you went really hard, and it was worth that price. And people were like, oh man, Diablo 4 has so many problems right now. It's like, you're not buying it for just now. You're buying it for now, and Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, all the way up to Season 30. And now they're like, hey, annual expansions. And I feel like I look like a fucking fool. It's just like, I hate this so much. Famous for stuff they did 15 to 25 years ago. Yeah.
That's what you get for defending Blizzard these days.
I know. I know. Doesn't that mean that there's odds you're paying a good buck and then they just closing the servers in Rip Game? Not really, Brown, because it's Blizzard. Blizzard games don't just go down. If it was like a company that they made one game and that was their thing, you run that risk. But Blizzard, if there's one thing they do have, it's stability. We can look at HOTS. Heroes of the Storm, they have given up on. They are investing nothing into it. They are not making any more skins, any more maps. I don't even know if they're doing balance patches. But the servers are still up and you can play the game. So, like, even if Diablo gets to a point where it's just dead, it'll be online. No, I wasn't saying to invest in crypto. It won't go down until they want to remake it. Yeah, they never shut down. Their art team is always on point. My god, the Blizzard art team has literally since, like, their inception been on point. Even now. Like, we walked through the zones of BFA and Shadowlands, and we all know those expansions were dog water. But they're still kind of pretty. I still look at those zones and I'm like, this is really cool. It's... Their story writing, for sure, has started to suck ass. Their game balance, it has an ups and downs. There's definitely times where it's bad, but typically they're good at keeping 36 different specs in the game within a similar range. Typically for the average player, it's balanced. It gets a little wonky at the mythic level. And like, any WoW players being like, you're fucking crazy, it's not that way at all. But you look at WoW logs and like, you can play any spec and do well in a normal heroic raid. Yeah, Lost One. Their endgame designs for what they want people to do, they've been very hit and miss the last few expansions. Sometimes they're good, most of the time they're bad. Right now, people actually say they're coming out with content too fast. They'll come out with a thing that is like the thing to do for a month, and then they come out with a new thing. So just now they came out with Dream Surges, and that'll be active for like 2 months, and then it won't be useful. It'll be pointless. And so it's like, get your Dream Surge stuff in now, because it'll be harder to do later. So if you want to like toys, pets, mounts, cosmetics, whatever, now is the time to do it. And it's just like, that's not a good end game. That's not ideal. Speaking of Blizzard, though, they just reworked Rogues and Druids, and both of them look so cool now. I was tempted to look at Moonkin again. I was like, no, don't look at fucking Moonkin. Anytime you tried to play a Moonkin Druid, it has not gone well for you. Stick to Shaman like you wanted. Maybe look at Rogue. Don't look at Moonkin. You are a bad Moonkin Druid, Yuland. You can't do it. Even if it looks cool. You cannot.
But like, how hard can it be?
Apparently pretty fucking hard since I'm so dog water at them. Here's the thing.
Need some practice. You can do it.
I re-roll a lot, right? I constantly change classes. I constantly change characters. Anytime I change, if I don't have that character on a server, I just make a new one and spend a week leveling it up. I've never done that with Druid. I think I've leveled 2 Druids overall, but one of them is literally my first character. It has stuff from, like, Vanilla WoW. It has the title of Knight from the original PvP system. And so, anytime I think about Druid and they start looking cool to me, I get like, oh, I can play my first character. My first WoW character from 18 years ago. I could play that again. It's like, oh, I shouldn't. I'm bad at Druids, I shouldn't. But it's tempting. It's so fucking tempting. Does Yuland ever re-roll on it? Shut the fuck up, Lost One. I'm literally gonna get on Baldur's Gate today and try to increase the difficulty, do a hybrid spec, and then bring it back down to explore mode so that I can play something. Oh, shut the fuck up, Lost One. Look, it goes back to honers and innovators. Honers, they just try to practice more. They try to get good. They try to become more perfect at execution. Innovators, we just find something else. And so, we fucking bounce all over the place. Okay? Damn it. That's what I do. Fuck. What about your Shukran? In games, do you typically stay as one class the whole time, or you reroll a lot?
I usually try to stay as the same class. Especially I was trying to do that in Guild Wars 2, but I was maining Thief.
Mm-hmm.
But like over like the 2 expansions, like Thief got like nothing, like Daredevil and Deadeye were both so dog shit that I rerolled to Necromancer.
What is
before that, Angie for a while.
What is the new Thief? What is the third one that came out with the last year?
It's a Spectra.
Spectre?
It's finally somewhat good. Yeah, it's you can play a Spectre as a healer.
God damn it!
And you can actually it's the first thing that you can like single target heal in Guild Wars 2.
Mm-hmm. It's self-innovation.
Single target the healing is dog shit, so it's bad.
You're not innovating, like inventing something new that nobody in the game knew about. You are just trying new things for you and finding new things for you. Core? I honestly don't know which one you are. Actually, you know what? I do know which one Core is. Because even if she doesn't give off like Honer vibes, She's the opposite of innovator vibes. She does not give a shit about having all the information, or trying all the classes, or seeing which one feels best to her. She literally throws a dart at a dartboard and is like, yep, that's the class I'm going to play for eternity. There's no need to reroll. I like this one enough. The dart landed on it. I got her to play WoW. She picked Monk. Didn't even look at the other things. Didn't even, like, read their abilities. Just like, yeah, Monk, Punch, we're good. We unlocked Volpera. And I'm like, are you going to try a new class? Was there anything else that looked cool to you? And she's just like, why? I liked Monk. And she makes a second Monk. She has 2 characters in World of Warcraft. And they're both monks. So, Core, you are not an innovator. You are a honer. Maybe you're not, like, a honer, but you're definitely an anti-innovator. That's what you are, Core. This has been my rant about how the fuck do you not try all the classes in a game? I do not understand. I need a drink. I'm not sure, Lost One. Because... Okay, so with honers and innovators, honers try to get good. They try to perfect their skill. They try to master something, right? Innovators try to find multiple strategies. So if you were to play a MOBA, and I don't think you actually play MOBAs much, Lost One, it's really easy to tell between honer and innovator. Because a honer will typically have a very small champion pool. These are the one-trick ponies. They have their one character, maybe 2 or 3 others to, like, fill roles, but they want to get that one character, and they want to win with that one character. Hi, Farisu. You are 100% a honer, Farisu. Innovators, they like to try all the things. They like to test all the strategies. They like to see counter picks. So an innovator is typically someone that has, like, 20 to 50 champions that they can play. But they're not perfect at any of them. But they know, oh, this person just picked Nidalee. So, anybody with, like, spell nullification, like Sivir, is a really good counter. Why would you play MOBA? You don't hate yourself? I am not calling people loners. I am calling them honers. With an H. I cannot believe this. Risu, I don't believe for a second that you're not a honer. You literally speedrun. That is like the definition of honing for Risu. Is people that like a game to the point that they want to play it even more and better, and so they speedrun it. I like people just be like, wow, Eulid's calling us loners, and Aeon's like, no, honers, guys. Eulid wouldn't do such thing, and just trying to do damage control for me and be nice. They know what they're doing, Aeon. These shits know what they're doing. Nyx and Will never call me a loner. I mean, to your face. Anyway, I'm kidding. That's such a fucking awful... What if you do both of those? I mean, you might just be right in the middle, right? It's technically a spectrum. You might fall right in between. Some might have heard boner. You're nothing but a boner to me. Huh. I don't know. For me personally, Matthews, I very much fit into one category. It is like... I've had conversations with myself where I'm like, why can't I just sit down and just, like, focus on getting good? Why can't I just practice? Why is practice so difficult for me? And then I saw this video and it was just like, oh, I get it now. I feel like saying somebody is nothing but a dildo is kind of insulting, but what if they want that, right? I don't know if I could still say it. Maybe I could still say it, but there'd be a lot of like pre-care that's like, hey, I don't believe this. I'm just saying it because you like it, but I 100% don't believe this. Okay, so like this zone came out in Shadowlands, one of the worst expansions of WoW. At the end of the expansion, at its worst, I still think this zone is gorgeous. This is what I'm talking about with, like, the art team is on point for Blizzard. What are we at? 3.5 miles? We'll get to 5 from this. Then we're going to go see Spacefish. Because how could we not go to Spacefish today? What do, I'm sorry if you mentioned this, Shirkan. What do Spectres do? Like, what is their extra weapon that they get?
Well, Spectre gets Scepter.
Scepter?
You just shuffle the words around.
Oh.
The letters.
I mean, so I'd want to see them get, like, Scythe, but I don't think that's a weapon type.
No, it's not. They got staffs with Daredevil.
Maldraxxus, coolest zone. We do have a video of Maldraxxus. It needs to get replaced because my environment sound was too high, and there's a part where the wind is fucking crazy loud. And also I didn't cut it at the end, so it just zooms out and you can see my character. And I was like, oops! But that's long down the road. So, okay, they get a scepter. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and on their scepter, each of their abilities, if you're targeting an enemy, you're doing damage, and if you're targeting an ally, you're like giving them barrier or healing them.
Oh. That's... Huh, so can you play like a support thief now and just be like, I am a healer, I apply barriers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, you can play healer scepter.
That is not what I would expect from a class called Spectre. I keep looking at the mech class for engineer and wanting to try that with my discharge build.
Yeah, so funny thing about that, when you play the mechanist and you take the static discharge skill, the static discharge fires out of your mech, not out of you.
Oh. Yulin's discharge?
Because their tool belt skills are replaced with the skills of the mech.
Wait, all of them?
Yeah, you don't get any normal tool belt skills.
Oh, that might kill the build then. Shit. I don't like that.
Not really. I mean, there is such a build for a DPS. Mechanist, I think.
I'm sure there's a build for it, but there's not. You lose a lot of burst by taking away the 3 the tool belt skills and their discharges. You get a lot of sustain from the mech, and you probably get some burst because they're going to have 1 or 2 abilities that can instantly shoot off a discharge. But the whole point of the build was...
well, the thing is, like, with the mechanist, you, like, based on the traits you pick, the mech the mech itself gets different skills, so
Yes.
you can choose like 3 damaging abilities.
Okay, so you could have. I'm still hesitant to think it'll work, and I would need to try it because the 3 tool belt skills I was picking were things that did instant damage. The discharges were nice, but each of them was only hitting for like 500. And it was the Gatling turret that would hit for like 1,000. It was the ram head that would hit for like 2,000, and it was the wrench tool belt, but its toolkit skill was to just throw a wrench. I feel like the wrench and the ram in particular did a lot of damage, and so I'm wondering what the mech skills will do. Even if they're doing damage, I wonder how easily they are to hit in a combo. Because the 3 tool belt skills, it was just instant. It was just, I'm targeting you, I hit you.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should have been taking the grenade kit, because the grenade burst itself does like 10,000 damage.
How easy is it? Is this, hold on, is this on the mech or is this on the grenade
toolkit? That's on normal engineer. Yeah, the grenade toolkit.
What is...
So when you take the grenade toolkit, you get the grenade barrage, I think it's called. You throw like 6 or 8 grenades at the same time, and they like the damage on that is insane. You can actually one-shot people with that.
I wonder if that was a thing when I was playing.
I think so, but it's ground targeted and they take a while to like, flow.
That would have been why I didn't take it.
So it's easy to miss.
Yeah, if it's ground targeted and has travel time, I really wanted just the instant damage. Because the other 3, the ram head and the rifle shot were instant. They were just, you've clicked it, it's done damage. The wrench, I think, had some travel time.
The wrench is thrown, and the bullet itself, you can actually use that while you're casting something else. So that's like super burst damage.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd see somebody running down the road at me. I'd drop my Fury buff to get 96% crit chance. And then I would just... If they were a class I expected to go melee, I would wait for them to get in melee. And then I would stun them with the ram head. Do the burst, do the leap, and then do the blunderbuss shot. And those guys I would do like 25k to, because the leap and blunderbuss add a shit ton of damage. And getting the stun off of them before they can do anything to me, it just felt like an auto win. With squishies, if it was something like a mage, or an elementalist, or like a mesmer, the moment they were in range, I was doing the full burst combo. It was really funny, because like, the moment they're in range, I do the combo, usually they die, and they'd just be like, what? And it'd be a little hard for me to deal with the them downed. I was like, I'd almost kill myself trying to plant the flag in them. So instead I would just shoot them for 3,000 a hit from like max range. And it felt really bad because like some of the times they couldn't even hit me because I was like out of range or something, or they just wouldn't, and they'd be sitting there. I don't remember if I'd be out of range or not, but I'd just be like pop, 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 just waiting for them to run out of health and die.
Yeah, and if you wanna like burst people down, I think the best elite spec would be the Holosmith.
Yeah, but that's melee. Oh, 3.8 miles. Treadmill thinks we're done.
You can take the rifle on it.
Oh. Do they still get a lot of their heat skills with rifle? Well, I guess they would. They just wouldn't get the sword skills.
Yeah, you just don't get the sword skills, yeah. Like, all the skills in your Hollow Forge are still based off of heat, and if you take any of the utilities, those are as well.
I think I wasn't running the Hollowsmith because I would run for the specializations, I would run the tools, because that's where you got the discharge, and that was the most important one. I would run firearms, because that added some condition damage to your stuff. It would add bleeds and a burning dot to your crits, which I was always critting. And then I think I took the bomb kit, because like one of the passives was like, if you hit them when above 75% health, you shoot out a rocket. And so it was like the tool skills was by far the most important one, because the discharges was huge. I remember the explosion rocket being a little slow and like hard to hit with sometimes. So that was like the first one that would get cut if I took one. But I don't remember if I looked at Holosmith and was like, I don't see anything useful here, or not.
I don't know. I think Holosmith is like the best for that, because you get quite a bit of CC as well, especially the forge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still get to keep the tool belt skills.
Yeah.
And also one of the utility skills, which the normal one does a lot of damage, which is like an AoE around you, like pulsing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tool belt skill is a CC where you pull everyone around towards you.
I have a question. So, the racial skills. Norn has the 4 ultimates to turn into like the beast versions of the gods representative of their tribe. So you could turn into the werewolf, the wereraven, the werebear.
Spirits.
Is there a build that actually utilizes those late game? Like, is there a build where it's like you turn into this and you stay as no? They're just trash? Okay.
All of them are just bad.
That's sad. That'd be cool if there was a build that was like, when you do auto attacks, you do bleed. And that just goes really well with like the wolf one. So like warriors would go into this and then go wolf, and it would just be good. But
I don't think I've seen anyone use the racial skills for actually years.
Yeah. I remember I used one while leveling a bit. And then I switched to the supply drop for a long time, because dropping that on people and stunning them was really funny. It was another stun to add, so I would drop it on people when they're at range, and if that hit them, it was just like, oh cool, I get to do my burst combo and win. Yay.
Yay. Well, now on the Holosmith you can take the big ass laser.
Oh.
Which is also CC, but it has a lot. It takes like a second to cast. It's about the same as the supply drop.
When you say a second to cast, does that mean I actually have to like hold my hand up in the air for a second, or is it just I press the button and a second later it goes off, but I'm doing other things in that second?
No, it isn't like an animation lock for a second.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
It's half a second or a second, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is only like 30 seconds cooldown.
I see. Oh, I need water. Walking in the desert area always makes me more thirsty than the other areas.
I'm getting thirsty too.
You said you're getting thirsty, and that reminded me of something. So Lost One already knows the story. I was watching a friend yesterday. They were playing Dark and Darker. And they're a friend from Wildstar, so like nobody here knows them. But they're playing Dark and Darker. And I'm like, hey, Ale, what should I get as a tramp stamp for my OC? And she's like, what should you get as a tramp stamp? Oh my god, Euland. You know what? Get my name. Get my name as a tramp stamp. Do it. You won't. And she was, Frisu, I have to have one. I'm not against both, but, like, this is a walking stream where you're behind me. Like, I can't... I need something back there. We're not getting a Moogle tramp stamp. So my friend suggested getting her name. The person she was playing with was like, you should get Boner Garage. Get the words Boner Garage as a tramp stamp. And I was like, good ideas, good ideas. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, I've had an epiphany. What if I combine both of your ideas? And Ale immediately starts going, no, 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 no. What if I combine your ideas and I get Alvina's Boner Garage? I was cackling at that. We're at 4 miles. I think we get to 5 miles with this video, but now that we're here and it's only a 4, I'm like, oh, this might actually be close. We're not getting a Moogle. We are not getting a Chocobo. We're not getting anything Final Fantasy related. But I'm still, like, super undecided. Rathalos? I feel like it'd be a Lagiacrus before a Rathalos. But even then, I'm like, Okay, Frisu. What do you think of this idea? So, womb tattoos. They're great and all. But femboys don't have wombs. So, like, what they're supposed to do is turn the womb tattoo upside down so it looks like a pair of nuts and, I don't know, represents like massive fertility or something. What do you think of that, Frisu? That's from a hentai artist named Rapscallion. You don't know anymore? I mean, so, there's nothing against it, right? But, like, what do you think about turning it upside down to represent massive nuts? Because to me, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Of course, of course. Are we out of the sand yet? I'm ready to be out of the sand. You just grab a normal one? So you don't like it? You don't like the upside down womb tattoo? Okay. Okay. I just thought you'd think it's neat, but okay. I don't know where I'm going with this joke. I don't know why I'm guilt tripping you out of something so insignificant. Womb tattoo too common now? Whichever way up? I feel like I never see them upside down. I've only seen this one person talk about it like that. Have you seen it upside down before, Zayla? I just had an idea for the tramp stamp. I won't get this, but the fucking ruler with the, like, inch marks. That one is one of the most degenerate tattoos out there. Yay, no more desert. We're actually in lush green area. I always forget how weird the trees are, and then I see this one in particular, I'm like, oh right. It's Zereth Mortis, where shit is fucking weird, and trees are a ring and float.
That's not how trees work.
That's not how trees work, but in Zereth Mortis
Unless
it
you're
is.
in, like, Minecraft.
Best zone, Duskwood or Ghostlands? Oh. So I don't think they've aged well, and if I went back there, I probably wouldn't have fun leveling them. But I do remember a lot of fun in Duskwood. And I do remember when Burning Crusade came out, I spent a lot of time in Ghostlands because I leveled a lot of Blood Elves. I like those zones quite a bit. If I were to go off aesthetics, I think my favorite zone is the Jade Forest from Mists of Pandaria. I really like the Bamboo Forest. And just, I really like tall mountains with stuff on them. There's just a lot of shit in Jade Forest that I adore. But, like, the older an expansion is, the more and more, like, cumbersome it is to level in. And so, if I think of, like, do I like Mount Rushmore? No, I think it's awful. I think they defaced a sacred mountain. And it's really bad. I don't like Mount Rushmore. They're not really doing that in Jade Forest. I'm trying to think of if there's a zone they are like, oh, we had this big mountain and we put our faces on it. Hi Zoe. Why did I say Zoe? Hi Zai. I needed to try that one again. So in Jade Forest, they're building the big Jade Dragon, right? They're mining a lot. I don't feel like they're ruining an entire sacred mountain, though. That was another thing with Mount Rushmore. It wasn't just some mountain. It was like, this mountain is sacred to this Indian tribe. Let's buy it from them by putting them in a situation where they need money. And then... well, now it's done, so what are you gonna do? Like, I'm super, like, paraphrasing. I'd have to look it up again, but I don't think the creation of Mount Rushmore was the coolest thing ever. Shocker, American history. A lot of, oh, that wasn't cool once you read into it. I really like Jade Forest. Let me think through the expansions. So in Dragonflight, there's a lot of zones that are cool in Dragonflight. There's none that I'm like, oh my god, I would fucking live here. I think Azure Span is really cool. I think the Onaran Plains is really cool. And I think the Waking Shores is pretty cool. Fuck the Aldrassus. That place. Ugh. Maybe like small nooks of it, but that place is obnoxious to get around. In Shadowlands, Bastion is pretty. There's no zone in Shadowlands that I'm like, I will carry this in my heart for the next 20 years. Really? So, when I look at Azure Span, I look at them as just trying to recreate Grizzly Hills. And I'm like, oh, this wooded area? They made this to, like, for the people that like Grizzly Hills as their favorite. The zones aren't great. Okay. Let's check Discord. I can click this. Yeah. When you get the ghost fog, yeah. I catch that briefly in my Maldraxxus video. But it's from ground level. It's not like on top of a mountain looking over it. In BFA... Oh, okay. BFA has some really cool zones. Mechagon Island sucks. It's literally just a junkyard. Nazjatar is really cool. Nazjatar is one of the coolest zones, I think. Drustvar was a really fun leveling experience, but going back to it, I'm like, this feels kind of plain for what it is. Tiergard Sound is pretty, but simple. Stormsong's Valley is pretty, but there's better valleys. I like the Onaran Plains more than Stormsong Valley. On the Horde side, Vol'dun is one of the coolest deserts. Nazmir is a gross swamp, but there's cool parts of it. The Temple of Death is really cool. I love Zuldazar. I fucking love Zuldazar. Zuldazar is probably my second favorite zone after Jade Forest. I think that zone is so pretty, and I really like the mountains that look like they're just straight out of Peru. In Legion... Oh... So you start with the 4 zones, right? I'm forgetting the Azure one, where the blue dragons are. That one was kind of boring to me. I'm forgetting the Druid zone with the forest. It's a forest. High Mountain was okay. And then, shit, I'm forgetting the names of all these zones. The one with all the Vrykul was okay. I really like the fjord going through it. Suramar. Suramar is so fucking cool. Story-wise and aesthetic-wise. I love that zone. I wish they did more stuff like that. Whereas, like, you slowly progress through it. Azuna made you cry? Was it because of how they treated Prince Ferondis? Was it, like, going through that quest and they were so mean to him when he was right the whole time and had to deal with that for 10,000 years? Because that pulled at my heartstrings. That made me feel bad. The Runas plus Senegos? Yeah, that one also. When you hear Runas being just like, I'm just going to lay here for a little while and just rest my eyes. Go on ahead. I'll catch up. It's just like, oh, you can't say that to me in Lorewalker Cho's voice. I wish you hadn't said that because now I'm remembering and I'm like, oh, fuck, no. Runas, no. Winnie the Pooh telling you he's going to sit there and rest. Yeah. The Broken Shore, whatever, demons, neat, I guess. Argus, I didn't like Argus as a whole, but Argus has some moments that are fucking gorgeous. I have a screenshot somewhere on my computer of me on the Exodar overlooking the backdrop of the 3rd zone in Argus, and the land just crumbles and starts peeling upward. And it's so fucking trippy and just like... I think I just stared at it for 5 minutes just being like, holy shit, that is intense. Legion had good zones. There was no bad zone. And then there was like 2 or 3 just like, whoa zones. Warlords of Draenor. Let's see. I like the, shit, what's the Horde starting place zone? Is it like Blade Ridge Mountains? No. Frostfire Ridge, yeah. I like that place, because snow. If there's snow in a place, I'm gonna like it. I'm actually so sad what they did with the capital cities in Warlords of Draenor. They had the Citadel and the Black Temple set up as the perfect character cities. And then they just gave us a fucking, like, wood houses in Ashran. Like, what the fuck, mate? I'm mad thinking about that now. Shadow Moon Valley was good. Not special, but good. Gorgrond was neat. I like the whole, like, Earth versus nature aspect going on there. Talador was good. Spires of Arak was really cool. For a barren, dusty zone, this felt really good. And the whole, like, there's the thick trees with the people living under them, hiding from the people above. That was cool. I didn't like Nagrand. Nagrand kind of felt like a letdown. I was comparing it to Old Nagrand, which was everybody's favorite Burning Crusade zone, right? Warlords of Draenor Nagrand kind of felt shitty. Maybe I'm just thinking, like, I need to focus on what it looked like, and not how you needed so many, like, grappling hooks and gliders to just fucking get around that zone. And so, like, yeah, I was fucking tired of leveling it. That zone was such a pain in the ass. When I eventually make a video of it, I'll probably be like, nope, now that I've walked around it and really looked close, this zone was pretty, but... in Warlords of Draenor, I remember being like, oh, fuck this zone, man. Mists of Pandaria. Welcome back. Jade Forest was easily my favorite. The Valley of Four Winds, I think was really cool, but I hope they don't make more of it. Having a zone feel that silly was weird. I had fun. I really liked the farm, but that zone was kind of silly. Too silly for World of Warcraft to do more often. Krasarang Wilds was good. That feels like just a dangerous swamp. Nazmir before Nazmir. Kunlai Summit, I kind of liked. I really liked the snow areas in it. But the tundra part, I was like, this kind of is weird. It felt weird how, like, you could just see everything. It was, like, bowl-shaped. So, like, you could see the Horde Town, the Alliance Town, the first questing area, the Yak Place, where the Yuangol were attacking, where the Shah was attacking. It just felt like you could see all of it at once. And that was weird. The Dread Wastes. The Dread Wastes was cool. Because that was a really pretty forest that was, like, decimated by the Shah. And then, the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. That zone was pretty. That zone was pretty before it got fucking destroyed. The Island of Thunder. That was neat. It kind of felt, like, too small to really judge it. It felt like maybe there could have been more to, like, really flesh it out, but that fucking raid was incredible. The Timeless Isle was also, like, neat, but small. Mists of Pandaria, Cataclysm. This is crazy. I hate underwater stuff in real life, and a lot of things in video games trigger my fear of drowning. I fucking love, the underwater zone. It's Val'sharah? What's that zone? I love that zone. I hate the third section of it. The first two sections where you're in the kelp forest and then the coral section, it's so bright and it doesn't feel like I'm underwater, so I'm like, oh, I'm having fun. Once you get into the third section, which is like the abyssal depths of the ocean, that's when I start hating it, but I love the first two sections of that. It's not Val'sharah, what is it? It's, it might be Val'sharah, I don't know. Frisu will know. I think a lot of people liked Hyjal, but that was because that meant they didn't have to do the water zone. I thought Hyjal was kind of mid. What was after Hyjal? Deepholm? Deepholm was cool. Very, you're in the fucking elemental rock plane for sure. After that was Uldum. I was drowning once. They locked me in a room, a water room. Uldum was weird. It added the, like, Panther Centaurs, which was cool and like, you know, creative, but it still feels like, what the fuck were these? These are out of left field. Hi, Icy Fire. As old as you? Wow. After Oldham was Twilight Highlands. Twilight Highlands I actually really liked. I like seeing that much of, like, dwarf culture. I like seeing all the burrows. Because, like, they existed in other zones, but it was always like, here's 3 houses, right? But Twilight Highlands was just full of fucking dwarves. And I liked that about it. Before Kata was... Oh, Kata also had the Firelands region. That was neat. Before Kata was Wrath of the Lich King. And this is where I feel like we're getting into old-ass zones. Zones that are like... They can only be so pretty because they were starting to be... Like, compared to now, it's just the tech was limited. But Borean Tundra... it had cool parts. Howling Fjord, pretty. Grizzly Hills, I didn't care about when Wrath of the Lich King first came out. I appreciate it a lot more now that it's out, and I go back and I'm like, oh, cool, giant redwood forest, this is awesome. But at the time, I was like, this zone sucks. I always skip it. Dragonblight? What was that zone? The big icy zone. It's snow, so I like it. It's also the graveyard of dragons, so that's just cool as fuck. Crystal Song Forest is pretty. The Storm Peaks, I like that one. It's snow. It's big mountains. 2 things I really like. It was annoying as shit to get around there, though. And then, whatever the Ice Crown Zone was. Oh my god, I can't remember any of these names. I used to be the guy that remembers all the names. The Ice Crown Zone was neat, but I remember just being so much of it covered in undead that it was like, oh, you can't go there. Ice Crown is the name of the zone? Okay. I never really cared too much for that zone. But I think I liked some of the quests there, like the one where you fight with the Vrykul on like the side of the mountain at the tippy top of the zone. I really liked that quest. Burning Crusade. Hellfire Peninsula was good for what it is, right? But it's ugly. That zone is ugly. Zangar Marsh was really cool. Oh my god, Zangar Marsh is cool. A mushroom forest that is with mushrooms so big, it has trees built into it. Or houses built into the mushrooms. That's cool. That was a cool idea. Talador Forest was cool. The Waste was kind of cool with Auchendon. Awful to traverse without flying. So true. Nagrand was everybody's favorite Burning Crusade zone because it was just so pretty and chill. But it also felt really magical with the floating rocks with water coming out of them. Blade's Edge Mountain, annoying as shit to get around, but definitely cool. I remember the first time coming out of the cave into Blade's Edge Mountain and seeing all the spikes everywhere and just being like, holy fucking shit, I'm in the danger zone now. And seeing like black dragons impaled on the spikes was just like, whoa. Netherstorm, exactly like Farisu said. Super pretty with the colors. Annoying as shit to get around though. And it had these like biodomes that were really cool. Shadowmoon Valley. This was the first like demon zone. This was the first zone that was just like the land itself feels demonic. And that was cool. Wow, Burning Crusade had a lot of bangers for zones. Like, I don't think of a bad zone in Burning Crusade. Hi, Non-Dairy. The Amani Warbear. Okay, so that was a 10-man raid, which was Zulaman. That came out in Burning Crusade, where they added 10-man raids. Because in Vanilla WoW, they had 40-man raids and then a few 20-man raids. And then they had a 10-man dungeon. And then they were like, it's really hard to like get these raids to this size, because in vanilla what would happen was like there would be 3 guilds, like literally just 3 guilds to join if you wanted to raid, and each of those guilds were running like multiple raid teams, because that was the best way to do it. They would try to fill out 3 raid teams, and if they started having a lot of excess, they would fill out a 4th raid team, or if they had a lot of people not showing up, there'd be 2 raid teams. But it was like multiple raid teams. On my server, I remember there being 3. Or 3 guilds that had raid teams. It was so hard to start a new game. It was like, the idea of like I'm going to create a guild and recruit 39 other people was just impossible. Especially when they could just go join one of these other guilds, recruiting for their 4th team. And so Burning Crusade comes out and they cut the raid size down to 25 and 10. And the number of guilds just fucking exploded. Because a lot of people were just content running the 10-man, running Karazhan. Karazhan itself is one of the best raids to this day. And like, a lot of people were just running that only every week for 2 years. They'd probably be okay with running it every week for 10 years. That raid was so good. Zul'Aman was the second 10-man raid. They were like, Karazhan was so successful, let's just fucking do it again. And they added I actually watched that, Frisu. You were on a rogue, and I was like, what the fuck? She has other classes? Huh? Zul'Aman was like one of the first steps in hard modes, because like you could just clear Zul'Aman, but if you did it perfectly, if you did it fast, you'd get the bear. I didn't get the bear. I was next in line to get the bear, and I should have gotten the bear. And the guild just kind of fell apart, so I didn't get my war bear. I have the battle bear, but not the war bear. And I'm mad about that, because I was the paladin tank that everybody took to Zul'Aman to fucking carry them for it, because I was so good on the Dragonhawk boss. They fucking loved my prop paladin there. But whatever. Whatever, no war bear for me. There's no way I can go through every zone in vanilla. There's a shit ton of them. I really like Desolace for some reason. I don't know why. Desolace holds a special place in my heart. I think I just had some memory of a PvP fight happening there, and I've since forgotten that. But I've not forgotten my love of that zone. I really like what they did with Thousand Needles. I think Thousand Needles sucked before Kata. I think Thousand Needles is okay after Kata. But the idea of flooding the zone and making it a boat zone now is really fucking cool to me. What are some other zones I really like? There's Desolace. Barrens will always have a special place in my heart because of Chuck Norris chat and that being some of my first memories of the game. Frisu, here's the story. I will never forget the day that feels like I saw God die in the Barrens. I get to the crossroads. I'm like level 12, and there's 4 Alliance that are, they must have been like 40 to 60. I remember one of them had a helm that looks like a level, I'm pretty sure it's a level 45 helm now, so it's like, that guy might not have been 60. But these 4 Alliance, they're just literally taking the crossroads and making it their bitch. They have like a healer, a tank, and 2 DPS. They're just killing guards left and right. And any horde that attacks them is also dying. And this was so new to the game. The game hasn't even been out a year at this point. So anybody there is just like, oh, it's Alliance, I can attack them. And not understanding they're going to get one-shot by these Alliance because they're so high level. So they're just killing horde left and right. The chat is spamming. The crossroads is under attack. We can't turn in any quests. And, I just remember being like, what do we do? Are we going to lose this town? Are they going to permanently destroy the crossroads? What do we do? And then I see him. This Tauren warrior. And I'm a Tauren warrior, so immediately I think every other Tauren warrior is cool. But this Tauren warrior, in full dungeon 0.5 gear, the full, like, this guy fucking does Upper Blackrock Spire, right? He lands, he gets on his epic mount, he's fucking shining. His gear is just glimmering, and I'm just like, I can click on him, and he's level 60. I can see his level. And I'm just like, oh my god. A level 60, and he's got golden gear. This guy is going to save us all. He's going to show those Alliance what for. He's going to put them in their place. We're saved. We're saved. And he runs out, and he charges one of them, and the Alliance rogue just sunlocks him. And after like 12, 15 seconds of just this guy getting sunlocked and not being able to move, and them all just hitting him, he just falls over dead. And I remember I'd got my hopes up so high, and seeing him just get shit on like that, I was just like, there's no hope. There's nothing. I should just go to a different zone, because there is nothing for me here anymore. And it was like, I was fucking 13 when that happened. It was 19 years ago. I will never forget my hopes soaring, seeing this Tauren warrior that's gonna save us all, and immediately them going lower than ever before. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, just because I like the Barrens and had that memory there. I really like Feralis. Feralis is cool. Winterspring is fucking top tier. Oh, Farisu. I am absolutely older than you. I'm like close to O-girls. I'm 32. You're yeah. How old did you think I was? I need a drink. Oh, I never unmuted. Yeah, so I went to get a drink, and my finger bumped the button that turned it to 5 miles per hour. So I was sprinting very briefly there. That scared the shit out of me. 26? I think that's about where I thought you were. I'm not muted anymore, I can see it. I can see that I'm talking. I definitely forgot to unmute a second ago, last one. I fucking almost fell off the treadmill just now.
Why didn't you?
Because I realized what was happening and was able to set the speed back down to 2 miles per hour.
But
Hold on. If you're 26 and I'm 32, I feel like that's a little different than 3 years for Isu. I feel like that's a little bit off. No, I'm not. I'm 32. I'm from 91. And, I got into WoW when it had been out for a year, and I was 13 and a freshman in high school. And everything fell apart, because I was a straight-A student at the time, and my grades plummeted. What other zones? What other zones? I have good memories in Darkshore, but I don't really think of the zone as like super crazy. I do remember the first time I saw the Titan thing, not the Titan thing, the void thing with like its face half buried and being excavated. I remember being absolutely amazed by that. That was one of the first times in a video game where I was going somewhere, saw a thing, and just stopped to look at it. No, excuse me. I don't think I'd ever been in a video game where I just like, I need to marvel at this. I need to just look at this. Because, wow. So here's my joke, Nondary. 30 is old. I saw it in an episode of Friends. There's an episode of Friends where, Rachel has a credit card that her parents gave her that she uses. And the rest are just like, you still use your dad's money? Like, you're not paying for everything yourself? And she's like, well, yeah, I'm still daddy's little girl. And they're like, Rachel, you're 30. You're not little girl anymore. You're 30 years old. You're old. And it's like when she's having her 30th birthday. And so there's a big moment of her like cutting up the card while crying, I'm old. Please stop. Oh, I meant to cut that out. It's okay, I want to redo this one. Ardenwald. We did 5.4 miles. Yulin certified boomer? I'm not. I'm a certified millennial? I'm very solidly in that block. Pins 3, behavior. Look at me. Look away. Don't look at me. It's so embarrassing. Stare. Okay. Get me out of the Black Cat. Recently visited. Oh, maybe we go to one of these.
These what?
One of these worlds. We're going to this one. I saw this one last night. It's a little bright though. Hi, Sen. I don't even know who Neil Breen is. I don't doubt it, Pixel, because it's the Black Cat. It's been very popular for years. Okay. Do you guys want blue and purple and flowers? Yeah, it's a little bright. Or do you want green and kind of like pool stuff? We're not doing red. We're not doing red color. Rain, dingy gray, city backdrop.
I mean, red would be fitting. This feels like Mirror's Edge.
We're not doing red. Your options are green and yellow or pink and purple. Blue, purple. We've made the choice. We're doing blue and purple.
Oh, that's cool.
We've even got a bed. Shoes come off. Ah. Oh wow, I'm like almost at the right height for this. Wow, I like have to keep going back. There we go. Yeah. This zone. So you take the paint and you paint the doodly on a little, there we go. You paint the canvas and it changes the whole world around you. The green and yellow coloring is more plant-like. It adds like a pond and then some flowers. The red and orange one adds this big weird cat. I don't really like the cat, I'm gonna be honest. I think the cat's kind of weird. But everyone else last night thought the cat was so cool. Oh my.
Yulind hates cats?
I don't hate cats. I just think this cat's fucking weird. This cat to me is like the meme with the guy going, "Ma, there's a fucking cat outside. It's fucking weird, the fucking thing." Its eyes look weird. They're like too human. I didn't like the cat yesterday. You know, I feel like showing everybody the other colors though, just so you can see them. Oh, I need to face this way and put you all the way behind me. Okay. Paintbrush. Look at the cat first. No, we're not queuing rated BG solo Farisu. No, absolutely not.
Why do you hate the cat? It's a nice fluffy cat.
Look at its fucking eyes.
What's wrong with its eyes?
Everything is wrong with its eyes. It does have toe beans. I will say that, but... Ugh. Pass. What is a pencil in that thing? Where did I leave the... Oh, here it is. This is the green and yellow. Oh, they got like bubble sky. Yeah, that's what this map has. It's got the 3 different things to go between. Really? They're gonna make me do it this specific way? Farisu, I used to really like PvP. I used to, like, just spam Battlegrounds. I was in a PvP guild. I got a fucking honor rank in vanilla. And I used to fucking love World PvP. I used to make fun of people for playing on PvE servers. I was like, you play on a PvE server? You fucking wimp. You fucking dickless virgin. Play like a real man on a PvP server. And then in Wrath of the Lich King, my guild was like, hey, we can't recruit anybody, so we're going to a PvE server. And I was just like, ugh, you bitches. Fine, whatever, I'll go because I like my friends more. This is why you're stuck on Mal'Ganis. We go to a PvE server, and I realize it's so relaxing and chill. It's so comfy. I'm not constantly looking over my shoulder. I'm not fucking scanning around to make sure I always know which alliance are around me. I don't have to save cooldowns in case I get in a fight. I can just... If I see a ton of mobs, oh cool, this will be fun, and AoE them down. Hi, Sappy. If an alliance is there, fuck it, I don't care. The most I have to worry about is I'm gonna tag this mod before he does. It was so chill and relaxing. And then it was like, hey, we're gonna go back to a PvP server. I was like, I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go now. I think War Mode has been an amazing addition. I agree, Matthews. And I'm reformed now. I am no longer like that. The one time I played on a PvP server after Wrath of the Lich King, I think I was Rogue. And I was like, I refuse to play anything that doesn't have stealth because I want to be able to walk away from shit. Fuck that. I have been completely Care Beared now. I don't want a PvP. I don't. PvP's not fun anymore. You just want the transmog? Yeah, I hate how some of the best transmog are from PvP. And I get it. It should be, right? There should be reasons for people to PvP. But I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Risa, you have a brother? Is he hot? Anyway, I'm not supposed to ask that. Mal'Ganis. That's actually the server Lay plays on. Before being on Zul'jin, when Shadowlands came out, I was like, I'm gonna play with all the VR chat people. This will be a ton of fun. And I was like, Lay's gonna play and have a guild. I should play on whatever server she's on. So I asked Lay, what server are you on? She's like, Mal'Ganis. Leveled a bunch of tunes on Mal'Ganis. Lay has to have surgery. And literally just skips all of Shadowlands. And so all of her community skips all of Shadowlands. And so I was just like, well, I'm here alone. Fuck. Imagine a healer better than Will? I can't believe you're saying that about Will. Not MapleStory, but WoW? He must be really good then. It's weird to me. Because of Shadowlands and the first raid in Dragonflight, I think of Will as like this cracked, insane, unbeatable healer. And then every now and then we get pugs in to heal with him, and they like do better or equal to him, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's not that good. Maybe I'm just ass. Maybe I'm just that bad at healer. Feels bad. I still like to think of Will as being crazy and amazing, but I don't think he's the god I used to think he was. The white sets for DK are both from Elite PvP. I'll get the second one. He tanks better than you? Oh my god. Hi, Sen. I cuddled with Sen.
What's up?
Hi. I cuddled with Sen a lot last night. It was
Hello.
pog as shit. We did world exploration. And then we were just in the book nook. Waiting for Core to come back for 40 minutes. When she came back, it was because of stomach problems. Oh, you're on this side. I get, like, turned around because of looking at Streamlabs. Yeah, she didn't even get ice cream. I don't even know if she got food. She just got sick and was just like, my stomach is fucking killing me. Oh boy.
Oh, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her stomach. She came back, it was like, alright, I'm back. Nope, I'm going away again. They stopped jump peaking. Shere Khan was jumping for a long time. His little legs probably got tired. He's also a shark. His legs probably just aren't that strong. It's crazy, like...
Well,
No, I can keep going.
You can? The colors in this map, especially with, like, my arms and shirt, are so white. I can't see my arm in front of my shirt. It's like I can barely see it moving.
Yeah, but also the stuff doesn't show up for late joiners, so I just see you floating in the air in the middle of this rather barren roof.
I forgot to do the thing. Oh, it's not showed up for you at all?
Not until you do it again. Same thing for Aeon, probably.
I forgot to set the tiles. Day 52 of walking. .4 miles. And now we rest. Oh, god damn it. I was wondering why the chat looked different, and then Galaga set it to emote only mode. I'm literally typing into Foss's offline chat.
Oh.
That would have been awkward. Let's type that in all over again. Set title. Day 52 of walking. Exclamation point. 5.4 miles. And now we rest. Squiggly.
I could just imagine what Foss would say if they were live right now. You'd type that in the chat.
It'd be like, Lamau, you fucking idiot, Yuland.
Something along those lines, yeah.
No rest for the wicked? Come on, I can rest, right? Okay.
Read it again. Oh, no, there's a bed here.
I'm pretty wicked, Safi. But I'm wicked in that I get too much rest. Ha ha ha. There's of the 7 sins, I indulge in sloth. Well, okay. Of the 7 sins, there's wrath, greed, sloth, lust, gluttony. What are the other 2?
Envy.
Envy.
Pride.
Pride.
Pride, yeah.
I definitely have sloth. I've definitely got lust. I don't think I have envy. Definitely not wrath. I definitely have pride. I definitely have a lot of pride. I wouldn't say gluttony.
Vegeta.
Vegeta. Can we indulge in lust? Absolutely, Pixel. Of course we can. Yuland is going to fall asleep again today. I don't feel too tired. I might pull a core and just suddenly be like, oh, I'm suddenly dying. We gotta raid someone or I'm falling asleep on stream. Does the little pinhead on your head bobble? It's a Moogle thing.
Wi-Fi signal.
Wi-Fi.
I mean, antenna.
Now that Pixel's called it a pin, I am like, it kind of does look like a Google pin, doesn't it? Like a Google Maps pin.
Yeah, where are we?
I don't know. I think the skyline is Chicago. Yeah, we're in Chicago. Ooh. Like the early 2000s kind. Now it's like a circle with a tapered bottom.
Yeah. Universally recognized. Now that everyone's using it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really that tired. I walked 5.4 miles. Hi, Rook.
Time for another 5.
No. I did think, when I did the 50 days, I was like, oh, we should have gone 10 miles. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know why I was struggling to read that name. Hi, Oreo Ghost. For some reason, I was wanting to say, like, or OG Ghost. I'm glad. I like Oreo Ghost a lot more than that. Oh my god, Pixel, I hate that you found that. I hate that that's a thing.
That's now the redeem icon.
What even? I can't see it. What is the wordage for it?
On to push pin.
Push pin? Oh my god. No, don't spam it. I hate this so much. Round push pin. Pepe hands. I'm not tired, really. Yawns immediately.
Well, just remember last night, as soon as the lights went out, like within 5 seconds.
Yeah. We turned on sleepy mode, we hit play on the video, 5 minutes, Cora's asleep. She got 15 minutes in.
Oh, it was less than that.
She got 15 minutes into the whole video. That was impressive. That's a...
Oh, but when I got back, you were 15 minutes in, yeah.
Yeah, we'd watch like 10 minutes and then you joined and talked for a bit. Then 5 minutes and then snores. Oh my god, I'm suddenly yawning a lot. I'm not tired, I swear though. I'm not.
What happens when you lay down in VR? You get comfy.
Yeah.
Oh, down he goes.
No, we're not. We're not that tired.
Pat.
My neck. I'm only laying down like this because my neck was tired. I was having to hold my head up at a weird angle. Really. What zones did we do today? We started with the second half of Azure Span. We did Ref hits the mat. 1, 2. Started with Azure Span. Then we did Metrica Province. I think we did Zareth Mortis. It was just those 3. I think that was it. I'm seeing a lot of stuff like happening weird with the fence back there. But I was seeing some of it last night, and it doesn't seem like stream sees any of it. Weird.
Where's that light coming from? Oh, from the moon.
Yeah, there's...
I think it's shadows being casted by those shooting stars overhead. Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
No, I'm seeing, like, the fence and the fence lines, I'm seeing them, like, bulge, like, just doing weird pulsy bulges. And I'm like, oh, that looks weird, but... I saw it with my legs yesterday.
You've been awake for so long.
No, when we
You've
were...
been awake so long, you're hallucinating.
When we were at the campfire last night, I was seeing it with my legs, too, and everybody else was like, I don't see your legs doing anything. And I was like, okay, I guess it's just me.
Oh, I kind of saw it, but I just ignored that little bit of jitter.
It felt like a lot of jitter. But, oh well. I feel like I should get up and read Space. I feel like I should send everybody to her charity stream. But I'm comfy. Okay. We're gonna raid Space. We're gonna raid Space. We're gonna see if she's gotten over $700, because that's what she was at 3 hours ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Said.
That's a lot.
She set a goal for $100. She had this, like, all this list of goals to hit over $100, like 5 goals over $100. And Matthew shows up right at the start and is just like, here's 500. And she was just like, what do I do? I guess I add more goals. Okay. Whoa. We didn't almost fall. Big moon. Big moon. And yeah, she's still alive. This is a highlighted message. You're all dorks. Let's go say hi to Spacefish. Thank you everybody for keeping me company. I greatly appreciate it. 5.4 miles. That feels kind of low now, doesn't it? 5.4 miles is like... Oh, we didn't even go to 6. That's like it feels like our minimum. But yeah. I very much appreciate it when... Oh, you probably heard that. I very much appreciate it when you all hang out and spend time with it. It makes working out so fun and easy. I love all of you. Bye!